This is Sean Loughran here from Enable Ireland National Assistive Technology Training Service. In this video presentation I'm going to talk about how we can use forms in Microsoft Word to make a school workbook accessible. And the school workbook I'm talking about is the ones that children tend to use to do their school work. These are on printed workbooks, but for children who have difficulty writing onto a workbook, this method allows the student to use a PC to answer questions on the workbook. So this here is an example of a page from a workbook that has been scanned in. So it basically asks a question and the student fills in the answer in the space provided there. So all the pages of the workbook should be scanned in like this here. They should be cropped so that to remove any unnecessary borders, and they should be saved in a JPEG file format to keep the file size small. So once pages are scanned, what we can do is open a blank Word document. Now in this case I'm using Microsoft Word 2003, but you can use later versions of Word or OpenOffice to do a similar thing. So into the blank Word document, insert your picture or your workbook page, and we can do this by going to Insert, Picture, from File, and browse towards the saved or the scanned image. So I have mine on my desktop. So I'm going to resize this here to fit the page. So if I click on the image and drag the corner down so it fills the page, I now have to format the image so that it will appear behind the text. So we can do this by right clicking on the image and going to Format Picture, selecting Layout, and then the behind text icon, and click OK. I'm going to go to the top of the document here, and I'm going to click off the image, and I'm going to hit the delete key on the keyboard, which will allow me to go underneath the text. So now when I press the enter key, the image stays still and the cursor moves down. And I'm going to go to the first space here, and using the tab key will bring me across, or space bar. That's a bit high, so I'll just hit the enter key there again and tab across, and I'm going to place my first form field there. I'm going to get my my forms toolbar, so click on the view, toolbars and forms, and this first button here is the text form field. So if you click that there, we now have a text form field in the position where the student should enter the answer. There's a few options we have here to change the form field, such as maybe the maximum length, or the text, whether it's going to be in uppercase or lowercase. Or we can choose the style of the form field. So I've highlighted the field there, and I'm going to change it to a slightly larger size. So again, we can hit the enter key to move down to the next space, and tab key to move across. Select the text form field button, and again, if you want, you can adjust some of the options, and this is repeated for the rest of the document. So once all the document is done, select this icon here, which protects the form, and then save the document. Now, once the document is reopened, the student has the chance to easily go through the document by pressing the tab key, and they can enter their answers. For example, enter my answer there, and pressing the tab key will jumps to the next space, etc. So what could be done then is to have each scanned image on a separate page, so that as the student tabs, they gradually move on to the next page, which should make the workbook more accessible for those who can't write on the book.